Are you feeling lonely, like no one's there for you? Or do you enjoy having time to yourself even though it makes you feel weird sometimes? What if I told you this might mean you're actually more stoic than you think? Let's explore why having no friends could be a sign of stoic wisdom. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the OG Stoic philosopher, dropping wisdom on how to handle life's ups and downs. One big topic: friendship, or sometimes the lack of it. But why should we care about what Marcus Aurelius said centuries ago? Because his ideas are still relevant today. We all deal with stress, pressure, and sometimes loneliness, or feeling disconnected. Stoicism gives us real tools to tackle these feelings head-on. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into why having no friends might just make you more of a stoic than you think. Understanding true friendship. Let's talk about true friendship, the real deal, not just those superficial connections we sometimes settle for. According to Stoic philosophy, true friendship is like the holy grail of relationships. It's not about just hanging out or having fun. It's about something deeper, something soulful. So what makes a friendship truly legit? Well, according to the Stoics, it's all about virtue. I know it sounds fancy, but stick with me. True friendships are built on trust, honesty, and loyalty. It's like having someone in your corner who's got your back no matter what. Someone who will always keep it real with you. Let's break this down with a real-life example. Imagine you have a friend who's always there for you, someone you can trust completely. Last year you went through a tough time. Maybe you lost a job or had a rough breakup. This friend didn't disappear or give you half-hearted advice. They were there, checking in, offering support, and just listening without judgment. They showed honesty by telling you hard truths when you needed to hear them, even if it wasn't what you wanted to hear at the time. And here's the thing: genuine friendships aren't one-sided. It's not about what you can get out of it. It's about what you can give. That means being there for your friends when they need you, even if it's not always convenient. Remember when your friend had to move to a new apartment? You were there, helping pack boxes and carry furniture even though you had other plans. It's about showing up, being present, and being a true ride or die. True friendship is like a rare gem in a sea of fake vibes and shallow connections. It's about finding those people who see the real you and love you for it, flaws and all. And hey, if you've got even just one friend like that, consider yourself lucky, because that's the kind of friendship Stoic philosophy is all about. If you found this video insightful so far, let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below about your own experiences with true friendship. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more Stoic-inspired content. Your support means a lot. The value of having no friends. Now let's flip the script and talk about the value of having no friends. Stoic philosophy has some real talk about solitude. And it's not as scary as it sounds. Picture this: you're chilling on your own, no squad, no crew, just you. According to the Stoics, that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, they were all about embracing solitude and being cool with flying solo. Why? Because it gives you the space to really get to know yourself, to figure out what makes you tick without all the noise and distractions. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine you've always been part of a group, always surrounded by people, but then, for whatever reason, you find yourself alone. At first it feels weird and maybe a bit lonely, but over time you start to see the benefits. You discover hobbies you never knew you liked, like painting or hiking. You start journaling and realize it's a great way to clear your mind. You have more time to think about your goals and what you want out of life. You become more self-aware, and start to understand your own needs and desires better. And here's the kicker. Solitude isn't just about being alone. It's about being self-sufficient. It's like being your own best friend. You learn to rely on yourself, to trust your own judgment, and to find happiness from within. And that's a pretty powerful thing. But wait, there's more. Solitude isn't just about kicking back and doing nothing. It's also a chance for some serious personal growth and reflection. When you're on your own, you have the freedom to explore your thoughts, to dig deep and ask yourself the big questions. It's like having a one-on-one with your own soul. And trust me, that's where the real magic happens. So next time you find yourself flying solo, don't sweat it. Embrace it, because according to the Stoics, being your own best friend might just be the coolest thing you can do. Weird connections. Dealing with unhealthy friendships. Alright, let's talk about those weird connections. Those friendships that leave you feeling more drained than fulfilled. We've all been there, right? Whether it's that friend who's always bringing drama, or that buddy who's constantly putting you down, unhealthy friendships can seriously mess with your vibe. Stoic philosophy has got our backs when it comes to dealing with these toxic relationships. So picture this. You're stuck in a weird friendship that's just not serving you anymore. Maybe it's bringing you down or holding you back from being your best self. Whatever the case, Stoicism offers some real strategies for recognizing and ending these toxic connections. Imagine you have a friend who constantly criticizes your choices and makes you feel small. Every time you hang out with them, you leave feeling drained and doubting yourself. A key Stoic principle here is self-awareness. Take a step back and objectively look at how this friendship affects you. Are you growing and flourishing, or are you shrinking and losing confidence? Once you recognize the negative impact, it's time to set some boundaries. Have a calm and honest conversation with your friend. Let them know how their behavior affects you. For example, you might say, "I value our friendship, but I need to set some boundaries. When you criticize my choices, it really brings me down. I need to surround myself with positivity and support." If the friend respects your boundaries and makes an effort to change, great. If not, it might be time to distance yourself. This isn't about being mean or cold. It's about prioritizing your well-being and personal growth. Remember, as Stoics, we focus on what we can control, our actions and responses. You can't control how your friend behaves, but you can control how you choose to react and whom you allow in your inner circle. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and a crucial step in maintaining your inner peace. So be self-aware, set those boundaries, and don't be afraid to let go of relationships that no longer serve you. Your well-being comes first. Loneliness and Stoicism. Coping strategies. Let's talk about loneliness, because let's be real. We've all been there at some point. Whether it's feeling like you're the only one without plans on a Friday night or scrolling through social media and seeing everyone else living their best lives, loneliness can hit hard. But here's the thing. Stoicism has some real wisdom when it comes to coping with those lonely vibes. Instead of wallowing in self-pity or seeking validation from others, Stoicism teaches us to find contentment within ourselves. Happiness isn't something we find in other people or things. It's something we cultivate from within. So how do we do it? Well, first off, it's all about shifting your perspective. Instead of seeing loneliness as a curse, try seeing it as an opportunity to really get to know yourself, to dive deep into your thoughts and feelings, and to grow as a person. Let's consider an example. Imagine you're going through a phase where you feel disconnected and lonely. Instead of focusing on the emptiness, You start to see this time as a chance to reflect on your life and your goals. You start journaling about your dreams and fears, and you realize there are things you want to accomplish that you've never given yourself the chance to explore. This shift in perspective turns loneliness into a productive and enlightening experience. Next up, it's time to practice some Stoic techniques for finding inner peace. That could mean journaling, meditation, or simply taking some time to be alone with your thoughts. For example, you might start your day with a few minutes of meditation, focusing on your breath and grounding yourself in the present moment. This practice helps you feel more centered and less dependent on external validation. It's about learning to be okay with being alone, to find joy in solitude, and to appreciate the beauty of your own company. And finally, remember that you're never truly alone. Stoicism teaches us that we're all connected, part of something bigger than ourselves. Even when you're feeling isolated, remember that there are others out there who feel the same way. By embracing your own company and finding peace within yourself, you're connecting to the shared human experience. Introvert's Guide to Making Friends. Let's talk about making friends without feeling like you have to be the life of the party. Because here's the thing. Being an introvert doesn't mean you can't have meaningful connections. So first things first, embrace your introverted side. I know it can be tough in a world that seems to worship extroversion. But trust me, being introverted is actually pretty rad. It means you're thoughtful, reflective, and you bring a unique energy to any social situation. Here's an example. Imagine you're at a small gathering, and instead of trying to work the room, you find a quiet spot and strike up a deep conversation with just one or two people. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on philosophy, personal growth, and living wisely.